Alright, Shalom. Alright, I give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and salutation to the elect. This is your brother Ahmad Bayan coming to you with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Alright, this lesson are going in here. Alright, is with these blind people, these blind sheeps, you see what Jake and them just be doing, right? Worshipping other gods, right? And somehow they will look at this and say, well, they know what is wrong with it. And as you can see, right, is that they worshipping this GC, right? But when I get into the video itself, you're gonna see actually who they will be reacting this way too, right? Because the Lord said, right, the first commandments is thou shalt have no other gods before me, right? As Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai said, right? And as the name of the true power, Yahweh, right? That's the creator of heaven and earth, right? Of everything, right? And then the one who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ, right? His name is Yahushai. Now in these times, right now, we're in April, right? Today's April the 7th, and they worshiping also today, Easter Sunday, right? Salakia. Today's today they celebrating Good Friday, right? Going into Easter Sunday, going into Easter Monday, right? Now, alright, Salakia. We're going into Good Friday, Easter Sunday, Easter Monday, which is pagan holiday, right? Right? All these things are pagan holidays. And a lot of y'all would know about it, but yet or they don't want to accept it, right? Why? Because all they see mommy, daddy, granny, auntie, or they say, well, back then they used to celebrate it. What is wrong with it now? These are the shit that is run through their mind, right? Now going into the Easter, as I say, you see in your family members following it, and by you seeing that, you just go on following them, and that is just like the blind leading the blind, right? So I don't want to talk too much about that right now. I just want to show this video here, and then we'll get back into the Easter. Alright, so let's see what these people jumping up and down for. Now pausing it here just for you to see the writing up here, alright? Mary, Mother of God, appears at the St. Clair Parish, alright? I don't know what else is on it, but alright, they're not important. Alright, they worship in Mary, right? Just like the Roman Catholics when they have this rosary and they say the Hail Mary and this shit, right? This is a bunch of folly, right? And as the scripture say, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, right? Because all you're jumping up for what? For a image that lighten up on the wall, right? And let's see and let's see what causing that, where that image actually coming from, to show you how foolish our people are, right? When I first saw this video, I actually thought it was they had a projector, right? A projector in the back, right? That was shining it on the wall and making the people go off like that, right? But when it is here, skip through the video. Let's bear with my Baba Kusha. Right. This is a good image right here. Now you could see on the wall here, right? You could see up on the wall here where the cross is. If you pay attention at the left hand side, you will see this glass, right? That reflecting light from outside. If you look on the wall in the corner here, right, you're seeing this image, this orangey, yellowish, greenish image reflecting on the wall here, right? Now it also have images on top here. It also have images probably in the back there, right? Where you see the cameras and thing up on that side, right? And the image of the so-called Mary is the same image that reflecting where it is you see them hopping and jumping, right? So it's just that that's reflecting there, and these people carry on like if it is they see the Messiah, like they see the Hamashiach Salakia, right? Which this is showing you that how these people are so foolish. You could get the Lord with his own mouth said that. And then we jump into some scriptures. Right, let's get into it. Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Right? And this is what the Lord said. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, this is what he said. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Right? Look how foolish these people getting on. Right? For serving and worshipping other gods. Right? Because thou hast rejected knowledge, right? I also reject thee, right? And when he reject us by throwing us into different religions and having us going out there and following the other nations, right? The other nations been teaching a set of false doctrines, right? Especially Babylon, right? And this is the outcome of our people, our Israelite people, right? The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Latin and Native Americans, right? That's the outcome of our people. They're in these Christian churches and all these different other paganism places and thing, and they following this shit, right? Right, Salakia. Right, it reads here, I will also reject thee. that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, right? And now we forgot the law of thy power. Same thing what I say, when it is we sin against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? We went against his law, statutes, and commandments, right? And that's why he rejected us, right? But he didn't reject us forever. So until up to this time, where we living in right now, right? Where it is he's visiting the earth and he's asking everybody to turn back to him. But he knows that everybody is not going to turn back to him. That's why he only called on the elect, right? The 1/3 of Israel, right? That's why he called on the 144,000 hopefully elect men that are out here preaching, sighing and crying, right? Cry aloud and spare not. That's what we're doing to push this word, to gather the rest of the elect, the rest of the 1/3 of Israel, right? Not the 2/3 of Israel, because the 2/3 of Israel have to go. They have to go by the sword, right? Meaning death. They have to go. Or day by day going, they will enter in the kingdom in their right mind after, right? And what Christianity teaches us out here, especially you the 2/3 out there, right? They teach them that God love everybody, right? He coming back to save everybody, right? The Jehovah wickednesses teach that also, right? He coming back to save everybody. The heathens, everybody. No, he's not coming to save everybody. He's coming to save Israel, right? I don't know how hard the scriptures is to read. When it is you read the scriptures, all you see is Israel being saved, right? 1/3 of Israel is being saved, right? And 2/3 are being cut off. I don't know what's so hard in seeing in that. But again, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, right? Seeing thou hast forgotten the laws of thy power, right? I will also forget thy children, right? And there's out of the Lord's mouth. Alright, there's the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, right? From the one end of the earth even unto the other, right? And there thou shalt serve other gods. And you see what you say here? Thou shalt serve other gods. That's not what these other 2/3 and them doing out there right now, serving other gods, participating in Easter and all this shit, all these different paganism stuff, right? Now some of you Christians out there might look at this and say, well, all they see Easter in the Bible, but guess who put it there? When you go into Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? He covered the faces of the judges thereof, right? If not, where and who is he, right? Esau Edom, that's who he is, right? Go straight back from Cain and Abel, when Cain first slay his brother Abel, right? When he slayed his brother Abel, he was the first murderer and the first liar, because when the Lord asked him, where is thy brother, he said, am I my brother's keeper? He don't know, but which means he was lying, because he knew what he did something, right? And that's just to show you that since Cain time, right, at the beginning of time, Cain was the first murderer and the first liar, right? That's why they say ye are like your father the devil, right? Which is a slanderer, which is an accuser, right? That's what he is. Esau Edom, the so-called white man, right? The so-called white man. That's his lineage right there, right? All right, let's continue. And there thou shalt serve other gods, right? Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, right? None of our fathers back then had known, right? Our forefathers, they never knew these other gods, right? They never knew them. They only knew the true power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? It reads here, even wood and stone, right? And the wood and stone, when you're going to these things that they following, right? That cross with that image on top of there, that that there is what? That is an engraved image, right? It also have that in one of the commandments, right? Mustn't have any engraved image, right? And look what they're doing. And a lot of you all will see this and would not even say, well, you know it's true. Or they won't even turn away from it, right? At the end of the day, this is not for you two-thirds. Because at the end of the day, or they will not hear. Or they will not hear this voice, or they will not hear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? I'm going to read down to 65. And among these nations shall thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, right? But Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, and a failing eye, and a feeling of eyes, right? Or they're not seeing what's going on, right? And sorrow of mind, right? Or they're just in this deception. Or they would never open all their eye, right? But the Lord is only here to receive the elect, right? I have here 1 John 2 and 15. Love not the world, right? Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world, right? And the things that are in the world, if you're watching and paying attention to the things that are in the world, is all these wicked other ways you see people operating and doing things, right? The different false doctrines, right? The paganism stuff that everybody following, the Christmas, the carnival, all these different things that everybody want to take part in, and saying because you see the family members doing it, they decide to go and do it too because it look like fun, right? That's a bunch of shit, right? That is a bunch of shit all they're doing, right? What the scripture say also, it says here in Proverbs 3 and 5, right? Lean not unto thy own understanding, right? Don't lean on your own understanding, right? It says here, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him, right? It's not in him and not in her, right? It's not in him and it's not in her. Once they taking part in all these things, in Easter and all this damn bullshit, how do you ask her, what are Easter, what are rabbit doing with a fucking egg, huh? When you think about it, what a rabbit like to do, a rabbit like to hump, right? A rabbit like to make babies, and that is going into I try to remember the name of the god, with some goddess it goes into, right? But that's just to show you the wickedness, right, that it goes into. It reads here, verse 16, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, right? And all those things are the lust of your flesh, right? Going and bake your bread, have your cross buns for the Easter time, go and get egg and paint it up and all that shit, get your chocolate and all that nonsense, right? That's the love of the flesh, right? That's the lust of the flesh. And the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father. The Father is who? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? And his son Yahushai, right? But is of the world, right? It is of the world. So when you really do your research and you check out and whatnot, you will understand, right? But a lot of you all only like the wickedness. A lot of jakes out there, they like the wickedness, so leave them in that wickedness, right? So I just want to jump into the Easter here now.
Back to Lucifer. You see, that's a deep statement. Celebration is deeper than just the holiday of Easter, but more about the satanic goddess that is being praised that leads back to Lucifer. You see, that's a deep statement that really needs to be understood, because this holiday is about worshiping the moon. It's about worshiping fertility. It's about worshiping the goddess, which in the end leads back to the worship of Lucifer. Make no mistake, and make sure this is abundantly clear to all, regardless if you celebrate this festival or not. This celebration of Easter is about the mother goddess, the whore of Babylon, the sacred feminine, Madonna, the queen of heaven, whom people refer to by different names, one being Ishtar, or what we call Easter. This is a time of spiritual wickedness, and it translates to much more than many actually know. We need to talk about it and call it out. We need to discuss the worship, the belief, the celebration, the acceptance of the mother goddess. You must understand that it's all goddess worship, and it has been spread throughout time. There are too many instances to even go over them all. I mean, look here in the United States. The capital of the United States is named after her. She is the main symbol of America. Now, just look at all the idols of the mother goddess that is throughout this land in America. At the top of the U.S. Capitol building, we have the Statue of Freedom, a depiction of the goddess. It's pagan worship hidden in plain sight. Now, may I remind you that this nation claims to be a Christian nation, but yet they have pagan symbols everywhere. And they have spread this goddess of liberty. This goddess of liberty has spread throughout the world. The Masons of France sent America this gift of Lady Liberty, which is the main symbol of the United States. This is a pagan Roman goddess that all deals in the root of spiritual wickedness. When you look at the Statue of Liberty, notice that she is holding that torch, which is bearing the light, and that is what she is symbolized to do. Like it says on the statue's website, the Statue of Liberty enlightening the world. That is Masonic, and it refers to spreading light, bearing the torch. So if you don't really understand Freemasonry, you need to ask, whose light is it that they're bearing? And just remember that Lucifer is the light bearer. This goddess symbol often with like Columbia Pictures or Liberty Mutual. Look at this. Everyone has seen this with all the movies they present, and a majority have no clue what this represents. When your eyes are open, you will see that it's everywhere. Look at Beyonce's performance at the Grammys in 2017, depicting herself as the mother goddess, a fertility goddess. She looks very much like the Statue of Liberty. This is not by accident. Or when she sang Ave Maria, literally meaning Hail Mary. Again, this is not by accident. All these examples and many more are done on purpose. This is pagan mother god worship, and what many people will be doing this weekend, whether they know it or not, is they will be contributing to the energy of pagan mother goddess worship that is disguised by religious tradition and mainstream Christianity. It doesn't really matter if people say, well, that's not me. That's not what I'm doing. I know I'm worshiping Jesus. I'm not worshiping any pagan goddess.
Right? And his name is not Jesus, right? That's what the world does ignorantly call him, right? His name is Yahushai, right? In the Hebrew tongue, right? Because that's the language they speak, right? That's his name in the Hebrew tongue. Now let's go into just bear with me, Abakasha. Let's go into Easter. Alright. I was looking it up here before. It's Acts 12 and 4. It is Acts 12 and 4 here. Let's read and just see what it goes into. Right. Acts 12 and 4. And when he had and when he had comprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Right? So when you go into Easter, here it is. When you go into Easter,
Strong's G 3957. Pascha.
Pascha, right?
Pascal.
Pascal also relating to Easter, right? And when it come here to the now not the first one, the second one, relating to the Jewish Passover, right? Which the Jewish, is really Jew, right? Those are just the so-called white people who claim to say they are the real Jews, right? The small letters, right? So relating to the Jew Passover, right? Paschal. I go back here. The Paschal sacrifice, which was accustomed to be offered for the people's deliverance of old from Egypt, right? So that's when Yahweh Shem Yahushai did save us. He did deliver us from Egypt, right? When he sent Moses, right? And this is what this is going into, right? The same Easter is going into the Passover, right? It says here the Paschal lamb, right? The lamb the Israelites were accustomed to slay and eat on the 14th day, right, of the month of Nisan, the first month of their year, right? The first month of the year. In memories of the day on which their fathers preparing to depart from Egypt, from binding by God to slay and eat a lamb and to sprinkle their doorposts and to sprinkle their doorposts with its blood, right? That's what they used to do back then. Now they don't do it anymore like that, right? Might pass over their dwelling. Hamashiach crucified is killed. Crucified is likened to the slain Paschal lamb, right? I'm gonna go down here to 4. This one here is the Paschal Feast, right? Which we went into, and it shows you that is also the Jew Passover, which we are the real Jews, right? The Hebrew Israelites, right? We are the real Jews. The feast of the Passover, intending from the 14th to the 20th day of the month Nisan, right? Now when you go up higher up here, it also show you here, you know, the 14th, it show you on the 14th day of the month, right, of Nisan, the first month of their year, right? The first month of the year, right? Now the Passover passed about I think 2 months ago, right? And what month we in? We in April, right? Which means Esau calendar going off, and he have this Easter and he have this different whole aura about everything, right? Because why is he wicked? He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Job 9 and 24 again, right? This is the kind of wickedness. This is the kind of wickedness Esau Edom does do, right? Now, I want to go into something else here. That's not well, let's bear with me about Kasha. Go back into Easter. Now the phone moving slow. Alright, Shalom again. Salak here. The other video, the other part of the video, this is the second part of the video I'm doing here. You know, I'll tie it in with the first part. But the internet that went down. You saw you don't manage shit again. You know. I had to contact somebody, the other Akiem, to find out if it is their blue letter was working. And come to know that blue letter and all was giving trouble, you know. I how can I get into the stuff that I wanted to now? So I just continuing in here. Alright, so as I say, I was going into Easter, right? And I wanted to go into something else. Alright, just to show that Easter, right? But not this Easter here, right? Because as I say, the calendar is off. Select here, right? The whole calendar is off. Esau Edom calendar. But we have to, we always have to remember that the Lord gave us, you know, the moon and the stars, the sun. All these things are signs of the years, right? He gave us all these things. Everything is for a reason, right? So I went into these things already, right? We go into this part here. Each 64 and 53, right?
Strong's H 6453. Pesach,
right? It says here Passover, right? And this is the same Easter. Keep in mind, this is the same Easter that they put in the Bible, and this is the only Easter that they have written in the whole Bible, right? And this was never there. Keep in mind. Passover, right? Sacrifice of Passover, right? Animal victim of the Passover, festival of the Passover, right? When you go a little lower down, let's read. This is Exodus 12 and 11 again, right? And thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded up, with your loins girded, Salakia, your shoes on your feet, right? And that's how they used to do it. That's how they was doing it in the time with Egypt, when it is they had to make a run for it, right? When they was getting that opportunity to leave, right? Egypt, right? Before Pharaoh did change his mind, right? And we all know what happened to Pharaoh after, and his men, right? And your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste, right? So when it is you get this lamb you had to roast this lamb, right? You're roasting the lamb, right? And you basically eating the lamb in haste. The reason you have on you girded up your loins and all these things, the reason you're like that is because you're ready to take out, you're ready to make a run for it, right? You're ready to get out of it, right? That's why this Passover is so important, because this is the day that the death angel had passed over, right? The Passover is passing over, right? He passed over Israel, and he went and the death angel, which was Yahushai, right? He went and he smite all the other Egyptians, right? I think it was the firstborns, right? The firstborns of whoever was the firstborn of a Egyptian, right? That's the ones that was dying. So it reads here, right? It is the Lord's Passover, right? I might just skip through some. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families, and kill the Passover, right? And I'm gonna read this one here. That is Exodus 12 and 27. That ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, right? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, who passed over the house of the children of Israel in Egypt, right? As when we was, remember, we was in bondage in Egypt, right? We were slaves over there, right? When he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses, and the people bowed their head and worshipped, right? So these are the things that we went through, right? And this is the Passover, right? This is the name that it actually supposed to have there, right? So the beginning of the new year, of a new year, is not January, right? As I did read earlier on in the video, right? Right? So let me just read this one here and look to close it off. Is Exodus 12 and 43. And Yahweh said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover, right? There shall no stranger eat thereof, right? No other stranger, nobody else that is not part of this, of being a Hebrew Israelite. Nobody else, no other nation is not supposed to be doing these things that we're doing, because this is our thing. The Bible is our Bible. That is what it is, right? That is how it is. Now let's go into the meaning of ordinance. Ordinance, right? Right, it's our order, right? A decreed, a law, injunction, right? Command, right? A order, a rule, right? This is what ordinance mean, right? It's an order. This is what we get from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. This is the order we got from him. And Yahweh said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance, this is the order, right, of the Passover, of the Passover, right? This is something that we're supposed to keep, right? There shall no stranger eat thereof, right? No other nation, right? So anyway, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakah Kodash. Hope this lesson was edifying. Shalom and Salakia.